Hey, it's that time. It is that time. It's time for Seattle Connected, the show that connects you. Yes, you. With entrepreneurs, business people, movers and shakers in our community, letting you know who they are first before they become household names like we know they soon will be, right?
Yes.
All right, that was your cue. I usually give like over the top intros for my guests, and not going to be too silly because we're going to be talking about something very important, and we're here to provide you with some insight on how you can be helpful for those who are in certain situations. And these situations might hit home, and I just want you to know that this all comes from love. We want to make sure that you're equipped with the tools that you need to be able to take care of not only yourself, but someone else who might be dealing with what we're going to talk about. I would like for you guys to give it up to my friend, Danielle. Danielle, what's up?
Aloha, David. How are you this morning?
I'm great.
Good.
Thanks for bringing the sun. We talked about that earlier.
We did. We did.
This is Danielle. Danielle, so you have one of those faces where I feel like I've seen you before. We've probably been in the same events or something.
Yes.
But I'm like, are you sure your name's Danielle? Because I knew someone like you, but then I was like, but her name wasn't Danielle. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. But you just have that face, I guess.
Well, thank you. Yeah, and I'm everywhere. I always say I was going to come back and beat the streets and actually meet people in person. So I would not doubt if we've been at an event together.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You say you're everywhere like taxes, right?
Everywhere like taxes.
Man.
I'm going to find you.
Yeah. I'm
going to find you.
There is no option. Either you pay or you pay.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. You see me or you see me.
Man, I'm telling you, that's right. You see me or you see me. I'll come out of nowhere.
Right.
So thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So before we dive into what we're going to talk about, Danielle, are you originally from Washington?
I am.
I can tell.
I am.
Tell by your spirit. Yeah. Where are you from?
So I was born in Puyallup, but I was raised the best parts of my life were in Seattle. Actually, right in West Seattle, on Brace Point. Actually,
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to West Seattle.
Yeah, West Seattle is the best side.
Okay.
West Side's the best side.
Yeah, that's what they say. I agree. I won't argue.
Right?
That's dope.
Yes.
Okay, so you've been in Washington all your life?
No. So I was here until I was 20, and then I moved to Phoenix, and I spent 18 years in Phoenix.
Ooh.
Yes, and I'm very happy to be home.
Yeah.
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 Yes.
Yeah, it was
very
time.
on a multitude of levels. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely ready to be home.
That's like the saying goes, you can always come home. So I'm glad you came home.
Yes.
What brought you out to Phoenix?
So my first husband was in the military, and
Okay.
he was stationed here, but he was from Phoenix. And so when we moved to Phoenix, he had just gotten out of the military. He had just done a year in Iraq. That was during Operation Iraqi Freedom. And we moved to Phoenix and split shortly afterwards, but we had a child together. So I wanted to make sure I kept accessibility to her dad for her throughout her life. So, yeah, stayed there 18 years till she graduated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to him. Or we shout out to him?
Yeah, we can give him a shout out.
Okay.
Yeah, the fact that he was present.
If not, I was gonna say, if you're like, don't give him a shout out, I was gonna say, well, at least shout out to the military.
Listen,
shout out to our troops.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
May not support the cause, but always support the troops.
That's
sure.
real. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. So 18 years.
Yeah.
You were like, it's time to come back home.
Yep.
You came back home, and what was your first thoughts?
Oh.
Like, did I make the right decision? Should I have come sooner? Should I have stayed in Phoenix longer?
Listen, the divine, God, everything literally lined it the way it was supposed to be. So I had a retreat here in Washington, even though I was living in Phoenix. Actually, last year, October of last year, it actually just had the anniversary of that. Well, actually, the end of it was yesterday. So a year ago, yesterday was the last day of my first retreat. And I was driving over the bridge to West Seattle at the end of my retreat, and I was like, man, I need to go, I need to come home. I need to be here. This is where I need to be. Yeah. And so I literally changed my whole life plan or the plan for my life, and I shifted, and 2 months later I was home. And when I got home, it was like, yep, this is exactly where I need to be.
Yeah.
I felt literally within community, within moments of being home, it was like, okay, I can breathe. And it felt like for the first time in my life.
That's a good feeling.
It is a very good feeling.
Well, welcome home.
Thank you.
I'm glad you came back.
Thank you.
Yeah. We were talking about how people outside of Washington seem to think it only rains. Like, we never have seen sun. You know, it rains a lot. And I always tell people, I said, look, you know how throughout the year, everywhere you go, they have like a rainy season? I said, we do too. It just rains more.
Right.
But we still have summers. You know, we have gorgeous mountains and trees. And, you know, the sun does come out, you know. And I personally like a change of weather. Yeah. You know, I like the winters, like the fall, spring, you know, leading up to the summer. So, you know.
Yeah. Yes, for sure. And you don't get seasons in Arizona. It's either hot or hotter.
Ooh.
And it being from the Pacific Northwest to be in the desert for 18 years literally sucks you dry like a little raisin.
So you save a lot of money on pants down there?
On pants, but then you spend it on electricity.
Ooh, yeah.
$600-$700 bills in the summertime.
That's ridiculous.
A month is rough. Like, cost of living is really not that different.
Crazy.
Yeah. So when people say Seattle's expensive, I'm like, I was actually going to spend more on an apartment in Phoenix than I would have here in Seattle on the beach.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. No.
Run.
Man, I bet you had that AC just on.
72.
On.
72. It'd be 118 degrees outside, and we'd have the house at 72.
I bet you have to, because it would take so long.
Yes.
For that, you were like, nope, it's staying on.
It's staying on. Yes. It literally never cycled off. And then whenever your AC went to go out, it was always in the summertime, right? So you go days on days on days with no AC because something broke on it. Oh, it was awful.
Yeah.
Sleeping with towels.
Yeah.
Put them in the freezer to try and keep yourself cool.
Yeah,
it was awful.
Smart,
I'm like, how do people live here without AC?
Yeah. You know, random side note. I heard, so the Muhammad Ali Thriller in Manila fight.
Yes.
Now, I've never been to the Philippines, but I heard that not only was it hot, but the AC was broken in the arena.
Mm-hmm. Sweating.
Crazy.
Sweating. And you got humidity in the Philippines?
What?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. No thanks.
Shout out to the Philippines. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. That's what's up. Have you been on there?
I have not.
Not yet?
Not yet.
It's on your bucket list?
It's on my bucket list. Like, soon. In the next 5 years is my goal to get back. I want to take my godfather and both of my children. Yeah.
That's
definitely.
What's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have family there, right?
I don't, not in the Philippines.
Okay.
So my grandparents on my Filipino side actually immigrated to Hawaii.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
So, yeah.
What island do you?
Oahu.
All over. Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I also have goals and dreams for retreat and some reprieve after the March next month. That's my goal, is to get there next month, but we'll see.
Speaking of March.
Yes.
Nice segue. I like how you did that. Yeah. After the March. Wink, wink.
After
wink,
the March.
Wink. Nice. Love the shirt.
Thanks.
Shout it out.
So our shirts were actually designed by Atlas at Davy Jones Lockers. And these are the Rise Up Against Domestic Violence shirts. So it has wings. It's got this, of course, it's got some street art on it, because I always feel like one of the many things that I really missed about Seattle was the street art, right?
Yeah,
like,
man.
There's nothing like going into the Central District and catching a mural. I know it is. I love CD.
Let's go.
I love the CD.
Come on. That's why you're the...
I do. I love the CD. So I do. We missed art. So my co-collaborator, Brihanna Joie, and we designed this with Atlas, but we basically just kind of gave him an idea and said what we wanted, and he literally nailed it. And his clothing line is about, social justice and actually talking about these things. So
that's nice.
I love that he was willing to partner with us, and we just love our shirts. So I try to wear it every single day when I do interviews and anything like that, because we're pushing not only the march, right, but the shirts and what they stand behind and what the benefits of that can go to. So yeah.
So before we jump into the march, let's talk about the organization that you're with, if that's okay with you.
Sure.
You
So
ready? Go.
Okay, so technically we are not a nonprofit yet. We are working on that. We do have a fiscal sponsor that is also working for some financials on their side as well. Our goal was to have it done before the March, but just not going to happen, which is fine. This is a movement. We're just getting started. But I have 2 businesses, and then we've got the Rise Up movement, which is just 2 of us that are just grinding really hard for survivors, because we're both survivors. So the organization isn't there yet, but we've partnered with IAMU and as a fiscal sponsor, and several other several other orgs around the city. So yeah.
How long have you guys been? So Rise Up Against Domestic Violence, and you guys have been around 3 years, 4 years.
Nope.
What?
So,
Keep going. 5,
nope.
7,
less.
1.
So I moved home. I think I landed here on the 23rd of December. I didn't even know I was going to be planning or thinking about a domestic violence march because I was still in a place that I wasn't talking about my abuse. So I had a completely different plan for what Seattle looked like and what I would be doing here. And then in February, I was going to see my sister-in-law in Tacoma, where I've experienced a lot of my own trauma. And I was listening to one of my favorite songs, and I turned it, blasted out, I'm dancing, and I had the vision for the march. That was in February. I met Joie in April, and here we are, October, 6 months later, and this is where we're at.
Wow.
Organizing this march.
Really?
First one in Seattle. And it's going to be every year. Yeah.
Every year.
Every year. So every year in Seattle. Next year we plan on Seattle and Tacoma. And then the following year will be Seattle, Tacoma, and Olympia. But we also got partnerships in Baltimore and Atlanta to also do
you guys are
domestic
moving.
violence marches. Yes.
Yeah. Man. Now, being a survivor of domestic violence, what's one thing that you would tell yourself then that now you say, you know what, I wish someone would have told me this? Like, if you could talk to that person with the mindset that you have now and the experience, what would you tell that person?
I would tell them that they're worthy and that they're loved. And that's it. Realistically.
Yeah.
Because I think that when you're in a cycle of abuse, whether you experienced it as a child and then turn those into recurring patterns as an adult, I'm definitely a firm believer that oftentimes when you fall victim to that, and also, life choices, we are all human, we make those choices as well, that you don't feel that you're worthy of more, and you don't feel that you are worthy of love that doesn't look like pain.
Why do you think some people choose to keep those things inside, and even sometimes push their family away, friends away, or feel like I'm not going to say anything even though I'm going through this?
Really, I think it's just shame. I think it's pure shame. I think that as a societal whole, we are taught to, even now, definitely it's shifting, right? Yeah. Having open conversations, healing conversations. But I think that a lot of it is just shame, right? We think that it's our fault if we've made choices with this person. Like, for example, a lot of people don't know that sexual coercion is a form of abuse. If you don't want to have a baby and your partner's like, well, you're going to have a baby, and you end up pregnant, that's a form of abuse. But if you don't know any better, right? Or if you've got friends or people in your circle that are like, well, why would you get pregnant if you're being abused, right? They don't understand because maybe they haven't experienced it directly, or you haven't shared everything because you are ashamed of it, because you think that it's your burden to bear, and it's not.
Yeah, that's so true. I think one of the things that just really baffles me, just me being on the outside, is when you hear people say, well, they shouldn't have. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's, no, keep it PG. It's messed up. You can fill in the blank what word I wanted to say. But it's messed up that, you look at someone and the first thing you think is, well, you shouldn't have. As if you said, hey, I'm going to do this, so this is the outcome. And that's one of the reasons why I think sometimes people don't say anything, because they're like, well, I don't want someone to rub my nose in it and, just like I'm a fool. Okay, great. So now I feel even worse. Thank you for making me feel like crap and not supporting me.
Yep.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's facts. That's a very factual thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So Danielle, when you had this idea, you said you heard a song, and you were in your car, right?
I was parked. I was parked.
Okay,
So I was dancing and closed my eyes, and I was parked.
All right, you just answered what I was gonna ask. Okay, all right. Thank you for. I was like, she just left it in neutral in the middle of the street. Hey, yo, hey, go
Right.
around.
I mean, I have been known to stop at a stoplight, bust open my car door, and just
You gotta
start
do
dancing.
it. You gotta do that every now and then. Yeah, that's
Right.
right.
Like, I just
Yeah,
feel like
that's
I just feel
right.
like, again, I've lived so much of my life in darkness.
Yeah.
So I feel like my life is to also be of play.
Okay. How hard is it to put together a march?
Oh, it's,
So
man, you just hit it because I just got an email from the city today.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
So we've really tried to do this the quote unquote right way. So we have gone through the city, we've gotten our permits, we've gotten everything approved, and within the last, what are we on day? We're 11 days out. So on day 16 out, they were like, oh, by the way, your route's not going to work. King County Metro and Rapid Transit we're not gonna be able to let you walk on First Ave. It's too much of an inconvenience, and it's going to be too much of an issue. And it's really crazy how even with something so important and vital that we're getting so much pushback from a city that I felt would be so behind us.
Right.
And we do have so many supporters of that, right? But like, it's been really challenging because when we first got started, people thought we were just like, oh yeah, we're just planning a march. Like, not a big deal. This is a big deal. This is a very big deal. This isn't because we want fame or fortune. We want to actually draw the resources out that are already here, right? Like, so we have been networking like crazy. We've probably sent, between myself and Bree, probably sent over, realistically, probably about 1,000 emails to different people and organizations in the city since April. We've been doing networking events. We've been everywhere. That's why I said, like, we've probably seen each other somewhere.
Yeah.
So it's been really challenging. And then this morning we got an email from Seattle Center. So the city of Seattle required us to reroute us, or they required us to reroute the march. And then and it's supposed to be a free speech event, which means we haven't had to pay for anything. But because now they've rerouted us and are forcing us to be on Seattle Center grounds, we are getting charged now. And I just got that email before we met today.
Great.
So we don't know if the march is going to turn into a protest. That was not the route we wanted to take. And I may be putting my foot in my mouth now, but we're standing up for survivors.
Yeah.
It's important. It's valid. It's imperative. It is such a dark world, and we need to come together as community and know that we hold space for people that need us to hold space for them.
Now I'm gonna flip things and ask you: was there ever a moment where you thought, "Am I really up for this?"
Yes.
Because this is a tall order. This isn't, you didn't just come up with this idea like a week ago, right? Right. So was there ever a moment where you thought, like, God, did I bite off more than I could chew? And then also, have you experienced any negative feedback?
Ooh. So yes, definitely I would say that actually comes probably, I wouldn't say every day. But it does come pretty frequent. And the reason being is I think that not only has this march forced me because of choice, right? I'm wanting to do this. It's forced me to face my own abuse, right? Where even though, and this is what I tell people, healing is continuous, so it never stops, is that even when you've felt like you've addressed it to the degree you felt like, oh yeah, I handled it, right? There's always something that's going to come back at you. So that feeling of like defeat, of like, oh, should I be doing this? Is this really going to make a difference? Am I really going to help someone? Am I going to help the world? I mean, I have national level, world level change on my mind. Like, David, I want to make, I mean, it's not just about DV, it's about mental health, right? Like making that accessible. So yeah, do I think that it's a big, tall order? Yeah. Do I get to the point where I'm like, oh, what was I thinking? I could have just stayed behind the salon chair and done that. Yes, but I wouldn't be living in purpose. And to me, that is worth giving up all of the quote unquote illusion of security of that matrix style life of doing the 9 to 5. It makes it all worth it, because even if I can help one person get out of their situation, or one person realize that they're worthy of working through their healing and working through their abuse, like I've done my job. And I've done my job.
Yeah. And thank you for doing the job. It's easy to sit back and say, why doesn't someone do something? But thank you. Thank you guys for doing the work. So you said there's been some feedback that's been less than stellar, like kind of.
Yeah. So
Pushback.
we have had some pushback, not a bunch. A lot of people are super encouraging, but there have been people that are like, well, but really, what are you going to change?
Oh, positive, huh? Thanks.
And my thing is at the end of the day, like, again, it's big picture. It's not just about the survivors. It's getting to the root of the abusers as well. So, like, I have dreams to get into prison systems and working with inmates and men, women, and in between, because realistically, they're hurt people hurting people. And if we don't get to the root of it, why we're hurting each other, that problem will persist. Right? So it's survivors, it's getting them care, and then it's going down deeper. It's, like I said, it's a whole movement. It's a whole thing. It's not just the march. It's not just one time.
Do you feel like the resources are out there beyond, we'll say like October? Sometimes when there's different designated months for different, we'll say it's Latin Heritage Month, or it's, Coming Out Month, or it's, Grandparents Week, or whatever it is. Do you feel like sometimes that kind of gets lost after the month is over? So it's like, well, I don't have to support this, or breast cancer awareness is over. So
yes, I do. I believe that it is in your face everywhere, right? We see people's ribbons. We see that during that time. And some people do carry that throughout the year. A lot of people do that if they've got more of a personal tie to it. But I do think that a lot of people step away from it. So, like, this is not just October. And it wasn't just because it's Domestic Violence Awareness Month. It's literally a culmination of why October is important in my own life, of why I wanted it to be in October. But it goes beyond. Every single day we should be talking about DV, because every single day there's somebody that loses their life to domestic violence, whether it's a child. And I get emotional because unless people have been impacted, which I do believe that most people have been, if not completely every single person on this planet has been impacted in some degree, whether it's them personally or somebody that they know, is that it is a problem that will only persist if we keep quiet about it. So when the month goes away, if we stop talking about it, we stop being aware.
Yeah. You know what is interesting is when you come across someone who doesn't know that they were a victim until later on.
Yeah.
It's really, it really makes you think, like, wow, like this person's been dealing with this for so long and they thought this was okay. They thought this was normal based on a multitude of factors. And going back to, like you were saying, it could have been childhood, it could have been past relationships, it could have been the people around you. Oh, that's just how, and then years later they thank God they're out of that situation, and they're like, oh, this was messed up. I was a victim and I didn't even know it. It just made me think, like, man, I could only imagine being in a situation like that for so long and not realizing, like, you're in a situation that no one should be in, and to not know that you're in that situation, I was just like, man,
But that's where that root comes from, right? Like, we wouldn't accept that behavior if we hadn't seen it as normal growing up, or witnessed that behavior from people around us that we had seen, right? That, to me, that's why that seems normal in our heads, right? Is that if all we've known is dysfunctional love, unhealthy dysfunctional love, how would we know what real love is?
Okay. Why do you think that some people will go back to situations like that? Like, you'll have a friend who will say, hey, I like guys who are athletes, or I like people who are really studious. Why do you think that there's such a high number of people who are in, relationships where they've experienced domestic violence, and they end up going in other relationships where they experience it, in other relationships, or even going back to that first person who initially abused them.
So I would say that the biggest thing is we probably haven't done our work, and that's why we keep repeating patterns. I myself, I always tell people I'm an open book. I had repeated patterns of myself, and actually my abuse became actually worse and worse with each person, each intimate partner that I experienced, until my latest relationship. And it just progressively got worse, but it was because I would break up with whoever it was, right? And instead of doing any work on myself, I was like, oh, I got to be in love again. Like, love is going to fix it all, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm a lover. I am such a lover. And so I think that oftentimes, again, the abuse cycle is that it's, and I will speak for myself because I don't want to put that on anyone else, that when you are starved for love as a young person, and then throughout your life, and then you're abused in a multitude of different ways, whether it's domestic family violence, whether it's sexual violence, right? You are so hungry for love that you'll take it in any form that you get it. And so why people repeat that is because they haven't done the work to realize why they're selecting these specific types of people, right? Why am I choosing these people? Is it something about, because at the end of the day, we are humans, we make our own decisions. And if we don't see the red flags and say, this doesn't feel good and I need to back up from this, then what is it to tell us that they are red flags? Right? Yeah. So I think that the repeated cycle is that if we don't do the work, we're going to continue to repeat the cycles.
Yeah.
We got to look inwards and say, like, why am I choosing people that hurt me? Why am I accepting that behavior? Why do I not feel that I'm worth more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's important to heal before you take on something else.
Yes.
But I think a lot of times as just humans, we always feel like, number one, we can fix everything when we want it, at the drop of a dime. And number two, we think we have to be perfect all the time, or else, we're a failure, we're a loser. Yeah, I think it's human nature, and it's, it's not a good thing. It also just makes you say, damn, the expectations of us being flawless, right? So a lot of times we're like, all right, I was in a bad relationship, I'm going to hop into another one just to kind of like, all right, that's in the past, but now I'm in something else.
Yes.
But it's like, if you truly haven't healed, the results could end up being the same without you even knowing it. And it's like, did you take time just to do you, just to love you? Like, yeah.
And speaking of that, and this is a point to that, is that in my 39 years, I realized that this last summer was the first time I didn't have somebody so I had to lean into myself. And that was super powerful for me. And I think I encourage people to spend time with themselves.
Yeah.
Because you can reflect. If you don't ask other people for their opinions on your life, you can actually reflect on your own life because you're the only one who's lived it. But then you have to build community. You have to sit with yourself, and then you have to find community.
How important do you think it is for self-love to really take time to love yourself as much as you love everything else that you're pouring your energy, your heart and soul into?
1,000%.
Yeah. Because, some people are like, they grew up a certain way, and it's like, it's all about others. And it's great to be everything you can for others, but somehow in translation that gets lost. Like, oh, what about me? I got to take care of me.
Yes.
So how important is that to you?
It's vital. Because I would find myself, just like you were saying, like being this selfless giver all the time, but realistically I was draining my own self to light up for everybody else. So self-love for me is vital, because you will not make the same decisions if you love yourself.
Yeah.
Period. You won't accept the behavior. You won't continue to do the same things because you're like, wait a second, I made that choice before, or I selected this type of person who had these types of red flags, and it really didn't make me feel good. So I'm going to avoid because I deserve better than that. And I know that I'm worth more than that. Like that part is so, I know that I wouldn't be in the space that I'm in if I didn't love myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are loved. So
thank you.
Thank you for being here. You
Thank you.
said 39?
Yes.
I thought we were going with like a number. So you want to do it over, say like 32?
No, I'm good with 39.
Okay.
I love my age.
Okay.
Yeah, I say I'm for sure getting better with age.
Yeah.
I'm getting wiser. My discernment is better.
Yeah.
I mean, and the things that people worry about when they get older, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I have wrinkles in my forehead, but it's because I'm so expressive and I laugh and I cry and I just feel like embrace all parts of your being, and that is self-love.
Yeah.
And it won't matter if somebody says something icky about you because you love yourself and you know who you are.
Yeah. And why do they have time to say anything about me anyway?
Right. Like, I don't have time for it.
Yeah.
I always say, like, I will walk away from somebody that's talking negatively faster than anything, because it's like, that's totally fine. You're entitled to your feelings, but I don't need to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people are just haters.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
there's a big difference.
Ooh.
Like, now, come on, we can listen. we
can talk about that all day.
Come on. Yeah. And there's a big difference between having an opinion and then just hate.
That's
like,
it.
I think nowadays I've seen a lot of people mouth off and just say just horrible things. And they're like, oh, that's my opinion. Or they're like, or they'll say, oh, you know, I'm a straight shooter. I don't bite my tongue. It's my opinion. They'll say, I'm just being honest.
Yes.
And those are all things to sugarcoat hate.
Yes.
Now, an opinion, listen up, class. An opinion is if we go to the same restaurant and then I'll say, hey, well, how was your food? And you're like, it was all right. I thought the pasta was a little cold. All right. That's an opinion, right? Hate is everywhere you go. There's always something wrong. No one can do anything right. I can tell you about a great experience I had. You'll find some way just to use the bathroom on that.
Yes.
You know, I got a raise. Oh, but it's still expensive to live here. Yeah.
Yep.
You know, I just picked up a new car. Well, I mean, I don't like that brand, but I guess it's okay for you. That's just like, really?
Yeah.
That's the first thing that comes up.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Just had to get that.
But that's why I feel like, listen, David, that's why there's people like you and me in the world that create light or have light that are willing to shine it so that we can overcome that darkness, right? Because we bond together.
Yeah.
I've found so much community here in Seattle. Like, there's so many light workers here in the city. You are one of them. Like, they're just every single place that I go, there's literally people in the city that are literally like just joyous and happy and grateful. And they just want to hang out and collaborate with people that are doing the same. We're all in our own lanes, but we all run in the same direction.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we may not be able to control a lot of the outward, but we can control how we respond. We can control how we react, and we can control how we engage with people.
That's what's up. Now back to the march.
Yeah.
How many people are you expecting? How many people would you like to see?
Ooh.
And just any details, like what time does it start and where is this going to take place? I know, but the people at home don't know.
Sure.
Let them know so they can show up.
Sure. Well, so our permits through the city say we're estimating 3,000.
Okay.
We would love to see
10.
10,
Yeah.
15, 20, 25, 30, however many, because how do we get change, David? We have numbers, right? We see change in numbers. So the more people that show up, again, it's not a popularity contest. It's about showing up, whether for yourself or somebody that you love, to support the survivors in your community.
Okay.
Yeah. How do we get legislative change? We show up in numbers. Yeah. Like, we're going to make change to policies that do not protect survivors or re-victimize survivors over and over and over again.
And where is the march going to start?
So the march is going to start right now.
As
of today.
Today.
The South Fountain Lawn, just south of International Fountain inside Seattle Center. We will be pulling together at 11 a.m. And then we will have some musical performances and some speakers, a couple of people of our community that come out. And then we will actually proceed with the march at 11:30. So we're asking that people show up at 11 and meet us. We're asking that they wear purple if they have it, but we're also asking if they don't have it, please just show up as you are.
Yeah.
Like, we would rather you show up just because you want to support the movement rather than going out and buying a shirt and feeling like you gotta put something on to fit in. No, we're all here for each other.
And with all the Husky fans, I mean, I'm sure someone has
That's
something
it,
purple.
Right?
Like, come on.
Come on.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what I'm saying. I'm like, we're from
You know what I'm
Seattle.
saying,
Everybody's
right?
got a purple shirt, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Or a purple hat or something
That's right.
purple that you
Something.
can rock. And if they don't want to wear purple, the other colors of domestic violence are also green and white. So if you don't have purple, put on a green shirt. Put on a white shirt. Yeah.
And is this a mile or?
So originally we were just under a mile. Now I haven't calculated it, but it's definitely less than a mile because the city has actually, with the reroute, has actually cut about a third of our march off. Yeah, we're that really hit us. Really hit us. And now the fact that we might have to pay for it, like I said, might turn into a protest. But we're out there for the survivors. So if the city or the Seattle Center wants to get upset because we've planned this and they wait till the last minute to change it, we're still showing up.
Yeah, show up and show out.
That's it.
All right. So how can people stay in contact with the work you're doing? Just shout you out, say keep going, or find out just everything that you have going on.
Absolutely.
And how they can support.
Yes, we need your support. We need your support. Please amplify the march. If you have or know of any resources that are local here, whether Seattle, Tacoma, Olympia, I don't care where they're coming from. We have people and survivors all across the city and the state that need support. So if you have resources, we're asking that you come forward. You can visit our website. Anybody can visit our website at riseupagainstdv.org. You can also find us on Instagram at riseupagainstdv. You can also find all of the information. We have our flyers up there. We have a link tree as well that you can access through the website. It gives you the march details. It gives you the route. It gives you we have a whole fact sheet. We've got our promo video up there. We've got all of the information that you could possibly want. We even have a volunteer and donate button at the very bottom, which will link you to a Google form. So if you want to volunteer for the march or you want to contribute a resource for the march, all you're going to do is you're going to click on that bottom at the bottom and you're going to just fill out that form for us. That's going to be the best thing. Or if you can subscribe to the website, that's also going to be a good opportunity as well to connect with us.
Nice. Thank you so much, Danielle, for stopping by with the boot on and all. You want to show? Yeah, the boot.
It's going to be off for the march.
Yeah, give them the boot.
Yes.
Yeah. But thank you so much for everything you've shared. And I hope to see a ton of people there.
Yes.
Oh, am I invited?
Please come. Please come and invite all your people.
I'll show up.
Yes.
And I do have purple.
Yes.
Yeah, I got purple.
Yes.
I got some stuff in the closet.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But thank you so much. And please keep doing the work.
Absolutely.
Because, like you said, if you can change one life,
yeah,
and that life can hopefully change another life and so on and so forth. But keep doing the work, man. I got you. If there's anything I can do, please let me know.
Absolutely.
And I thank you guys. Like always, it's important to take care of others, but please make sure you take time to take care of yourself. Yes. Self-love, right?
Yes.
And until next time, stay connected. Peace.